Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we are going to work with a tactical theme we call extraction of the king. We have extraction of the king when a side sacrifices some pieces to attract the opponent's king to the center of the board away from his fortress. So there will be many threats, probably mate threats around this king. So that's the idea with this tactical theme. Let's start, and this is position number 1. White plays and white wins. You pause the video if you want and try to find the way to win here. Okay, the first move in this position is going to be knight takes f7. If black doesn't take the knight, then we just got one pawn and we continue with some very good threats in this position. So let's go with the main line. King takes f7, and then we continue sacrificing pieces to extract black king to the center of the board. And the next move is going to be this queen sacrifice. Queen takes e6. The idea is that after king takes e6, we will have mate in 1 with bishop b3. So after the queen sacrifice, the king will have to go back to f8, but then bishop b3 is very strong, threatening mate on f7 and g8. So this is almost winning. Black can still play something like knight h6, but after rook d7, black is completely lost. Black plays, black wins here. Focus and see you in a while. Okay, the first move in this position will be queen takes d2. If the king doesn't take the queen, then black can just take the bishop, and the position is very good for black winning. But let's see what happens after king takes d2. Then we are extracting the king to the center, and we can play bishop g5. The king has to go, and then rook e3 is very strong. The only move for white is king d2, and then a discover check here on e4, and when the king comes back, then we can play c4 checkmate. It is white's turn, and you need to use extraction of the king to win in this position. The first move will be queen takes f7. If the king doesn't take the queen, well, white can just play something like bishop g4, threatening bishop takes d7, removing the defender of f8, one of the defenders, and then white will be threatening queen f8 with mate in the next move. So let's focus on the main line where black king takes the queen. Then white can play bishop takes d5. This is double check with bishop and rook. Black king has again two options, but after king e7, this is mate in 1 with rook f7. So let's go with the other line where the king goes to g6. Then white continues with bishop f7. The only move is king takes g5, and then bishop c1. Black has two options now, king h4 or king g4, but we will continue with the same move against both lines. So after king h4, we will play rook f4. Black has two options again, king h3 and king g5, but after king h3, this is going to be mate in 1 with bishop e6. So we're going to see the other line, but this is also mate in 1 with a discovered check, rook e4, check with the bishop, and this is checkmate. Black plays, black wins. Sacrifice to extract white king to the center of the board, and with the other pieces you will be able to give in mate. The first move here is going to be rook takes f3. After bishop takes, we take on f3 with the queen. Of course, white doesn't have to take the queen, but even if they don't take it, we just got two minor pieces for the rook, and light squares are very weak, and we have a queen and a bishop very strong in that diagonal, so there will be mate probably very soon in this position. So we're going to focus on the main line where the king takes the queen, but then there will be mate. There will be a forced mate in 3 moves. So the next move is going to be knight takes d4. This is double check with knight and bishop. The king has to go only move to e4. Black can then play bishop c8, the only move again, king h4, and then knight f3 is going to be checkmate. White plays and wins here. The first move is going to be rook takes f5. After king takes, there is a very subtle move for white. It's going to be bishop f7. The idea is to make sure black king cannot go back to a safer place. So now black king is in the center of the war, and white will have many good threats, and it won't be easy to stop them. Let's say black plays e3 here, because white is threatening checkmate right now with queen f1. So after e3, white can still play queen d3, and after knight e4, we continue extracting black king with queen takes e4, another queen sacrifice. The king has to take the queen and then knight c3, the king has to go back to f5 and then mate in 1 with the rook to f1. And as we always do, the best for the end. In this position, white plays and white wins. This is a very nice extraction. Actually, there is not a long variation to win here. This is actually a short one, but you will see that the moves are really special. So the way to win here would be by playing queen f5. Queen sacrifice again. The king has to take it. There's no option here. And then white can play this special move, bishop f7. Just making sure black king cannot go back and will have to stay in the center of the board exposed, where all white pieces will be controlling and creating mate threats. The real threat right now is going to be knight e3 mate, and there's no way for black to stop that threat. So whatever black plays, white can play in the next move knight e3, and it is going to be checkmate. So this is the video I wanted to show you today. I hope you have understood what extraction of the king is, and you have enjoyed with these nice puzzles. I have some more complicated but also fantastic positions over there for a second part of extraction of the king. If you would like that I prepare a second video with this tactical theme, give me likes so I can know it, and I will try to prepare it. Also feel free to leave a comment saying which one of the 6 positions we saw here is your favorite. So that's it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Take care and see you in the next.